to unneuter. Oh yeah. Get your mind right. Unneuter, baby. Facts over beliefs. Critical thinking. Oh yeah. Unneutered, baby. Here's your boy Teddy, Mr Extravagant. I'm here with a good friend of mine, very special guest. I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself.
My name is Michael Brandon Barr. I'm from Leesburg, Georgia. Hometown Luke Bryan. I don't know if that means anything, but proud of that. We started talking this conversation off about mom listening to music and me being a year clean off of music. Well, the reason that I decided to quit listening to music is because I get to understand music first. Like, in the roots of music, how deep music goes. Like, it will blow your mind. We're not going to get to the roots, but first we're going to get to the basic point of music. Okay? Music itself, all music is magical. Don't care what all music is magical. Not saying it's all bad whatsoever, but you must be careful what you listen to, because music can get your heart beating. Your heart will actually start beating and going to the beat of music, whether you don't understand nothing that's in the words. It could be in another language, and you'll just, you know what I mean? It gets you going. It's art. It's mathematical. Music is very mathematical. Well, me, myself, because me being a believer in the Lord and the Spirit being with me, it affects me because I cast spells on myself. Whenever, especially this new music, they're all demons. All these new rappers, they are the vessel of demons. All these thousands of demons that are released on the earth, which God released to wreak havoc and to like make us worship them and idolize them and their culture. Like, our culture is being driven by music, YouTube, and social media. Well, once I realized how magical music was, and then the vibrations are put in music that you don't hear, the spells that you're casting on yourself, because it's to bring you down. It's to get you in that loop, hypnotize you, because the definition of magic is to tamper with free will. Okay? Like, and if you're normally not feeling like your heart's doing like that, then all of a sudden you start, is that not messing with your body? Is that not messing with your heart, messing with your mind? And then when you hear all this negativity, all this just crap that these rappers, mumble rappers, everything, they're all demons, and now they're even coming out, and you'll hear it in the songs. Like, whenever I quit listening to it, they were talking about all these demons in my basement, want to get closer to Satan, stuff like that. They're being so open with it. And now it's like, we know, but we don't care. And then the people that do know, they don't care. And then you have the small percentage of people that actually have the veil over their eyes, because from the time you're born, you have a veil over your eyes. You're all deceived, because people don't realize they're deceived. You know, that's the art of deception, is you don't know. Mm-hmm. People that are deceived don't know. Well, from Lucifer, which it was stripped of his title, is Satan now, was the most powerful being ever created by God, was Lucifer, the morning star. Well, he was God's cherub. You know what that means? That means he stood over God with his wings like this and reflected God's light. He was a cherub of God.
No, that I've never heard before, but I understand what you're saying, though.
Well, the moment that he wanted to be like, he never said he wanted to be God. He said he wanted to be like God. Yeah. Okay? That's when God let his hand go, when he said, okay, God let Lucifer go and said, I'll show you where you be without me. So when he let Lucifer go, he was cast down, you know, pretty much thrown out of heaven.
He no longer shined God's light.
He wasn't into the pit, though. He was just cast down to earth. His wings were stripped from him. He was just placed on earth. Lucifer was so powerful, he put a veil and cursed all men, all mankind, and put that curse on us. And the only person that can break that curse is us. And from the time you're born, you have a veil, and until you realize that what's there, you're not gonna do anything about it. Because if you're not seeing it, how are you gonna solve a problem if you don't see it? Okay? Well, that veil is very deep, because it's a magical thing that Satan has, which he is Satan now because he was stripped of his title, you know what I mean, and knocked into the pit. Well, before that, he was on earth. He tempted Adam and Eve, and before they ate the fruit, they had millions of kids, bro. Millions. When I say millions, millions, okay? They were tempted, they ate the fruit, the knowledge of good and evil, you know what I mean? Music is the reason we're talking about this. Music used to play every day. Like, you would walk outside, angels would be singing every day. It was a beautiful paradise. The plants communicated with each other, almost like some Avatars type stuff. Magical place. The skies were different colors. Well, when Lucifer was stripped of that title, knocked into the pit, that's when God cut off music from the world. It says that. God cut off music from the world because, you know, you're only supposed to, like, praise him. Like, that's the only kind of music you're supposed to do. It's like when you praise the Lord, thank him. Because there is a Father God. There is only one God, but three beings. God is one God, but three beings. The Father of everything, which is what this comes made of. Everything. This is made of. This is made of. Like, he gave a piece of itself, you know what I mean, to create everything. And then you have the Son, which is the flesh, okay, the vessel of God, which was Jesus, which Jesus was God in human form. Okay, because you have the Father, the Son, and then the Spirit. The Spirit, which was released upon the earth, the grace, the magical power that everybody has now, because of Jesus, when they crucified him, opened up a portal. When they crucified him, it opened up a portal to heaven, because we were all unworthy. We all went to hell paradise before Jesus. All the Greek gods, those are all angels. Every single Greek god there, they were all fallen angels, and they wanted to be worshipped. Okay? The story of all this, like, gets so deep, bro. It, like, you could go crazy thinking about it.
And I do very much so go crazy. I mean, doing all that type of research because it's first off, it's interesting, and it's the ultimate question. It's the question that we always have, all humans have: the story of life or the meaning of life. You know, the creation story and God and deities and things of that nature. But one thing I do want to touch on is the sound. You know what I mean? Music and you're fasting. You're fasting from it. You know, I have an input on it. You know what I mean? A little outtake on that, or my view, as far as sounds and things like that. You know, and words are powerful. You know what I mean? We call spelling, right?
Spells.
Yeah, spells.
Yes,
so words have power.
Very
and
much.
Chants have powers. And then when people do certain chants and they call them to their deity or they're praising whatever deity, they're always doing some kind of chant, praise, something rhythmic, because like you said, it's the vibrations,
yes,
energy, frequency, all that. I believe in all that. It's the same thing. We're just calling it different terms, and you're putting a more of a spirit, supernatural asterisk to it, when I'm just really speaking on more of a scientific basis. You know what I mean? I'm just minusing out the deity. I still believe in the creator. That's God. We're talking about the same God. I'm just going at it, looking at it at a different story. But we still end up at the same endpoint.
Right.
You know? So when I'm thinking as far as sound, frequency, and things of that nature, and how music does play a major part into that, because it is innately in us. Energy is all frequency. Certain sounds, they're heard as a brown note. You know, have you ever heard of that? The brown note? It's a certain note of frequency you don't hear. Our ears can hear it, but it makes us shit ourselves. That's why they call it the brown note. So they can literally play a sound frequency at you and cause you to shit yourself. Yeah. So when you were sitting there saying, you know, how you just sit there and then all of a sudden you hear some music and you just start dancing. Even as babies do it. They don't understand the fucking words.
I used to be a music critic, bro. Like I could tell a hit because it make my hair stand up on my arm every time.
It's the frequency. And the mumble rappers, they capitalizing on the frequency. That's all it is. You know what I mean? But they're not using those spells. They're just using the frequency because they're not really saying anything.
They're selling out mankind.
Oh, they definitely
all
doing that
under this curse because they don't want us to see. They want to enslave our minds. They used to try to enslave us in chains.
They're using
now they're doing
chants.
the minds. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and I just understand the fasting.
And just Roman Catholic is super evil. They serve Lucifer themselves. They put a bad name for everything. Roman Catholics. If you go to the roots of where the Bible, everything comes from, even Ezra, the Hebrew prophet that actually put together the Torah, that put together all of that, okay? Mm-hmm. Well, the Bible gets a bad name because of how many times it was say it was handed down, blah, blah, blah. Well, the Bible was coded only for people to understand that, but God's chosen people. Just like Satan has the mark of the beast, God had his marked children too. Yeah. No matter what, you have the ones, either you follow God or you follow Satan. And there's no in between. And if you think you're in between, you're deceived. Like when you die, you go somewhere, buddy. Like I promise you go somewhere. Like you got to think the Wi-Fi, how it's going over our head. We used to have to be dialed, plugged in. Well, we are plugged in right now. This reality that we're in it's like a matrix. This is it's a test. Okay, not everybody that you see is a real person. Mm-hmm. Just so you know, not everybody is a real person. Okay, it's a part of the algorithm, a part of the system, and part of God's system. There are real ones, and there are fake people, or so to say, or they're just vessels walking around.
Avatars.
Yes,
the body as an avatar. I absolutely agree with you on that.
Well, you realize you know who the aliens are, right?
Well, what do you mean by aliens? Do you mean extra? I'm gonna make it simple because I don't want to get confused. Let's say extraterrestrials, because other people believe in different realms. So it could be from Earth. It's a totally different aliens. Earth. But it's a different realm. I mean, it's the same Earth, but it's a different realm.
They're not.
So they're not terrestrial to this plane of existence. So they would technically be an alien, or somebody that fell from heaven, like an angel, would technically be an alien because it's an extraterrestrial.
Well,
they're not native.
The heavens and earth were created. Angels were here first. The animals were here first. The earth was here. We are the aliens. We were put here from God, from a piece of Him. We were put in His image.
Well, I believe that too. Like I said, we believe in the same thing. We just believe in different stories. All right, like when you say that, I think of that on a scientific or just a biological standpoint is we're carbon-based life forms, are we not?
Yes.
All right. Now the sun is made mostly of carbon, right?
Okay.
And we do sun worship, correct?
Yes, that's what.
And all even yeah. So since we are from the sun, because we're carbon-based life forms, we won't be able to survive literally without that sun. We know that for a fact.
Perfect place, perfect time.
Right. So you saying, and you in all of depictions of Jesus or any deity, what do they have around the back of their head? The disc representing the sun.
The crown.
No, that's a disc. If you look it up, that's a disc of the sun. All deities, look that up. I'm not making this up. Trust me, verify it for yourself.
Oh, I believe
look it up. All deities that have that disc behind their head is the sun, representing the sun. All photos or pictures.
Just like Dragon Ball Super, the aliens, or the angels, I mean.
Right, same thing. Exactly.
But
and that even going back, even before Jesus, that goes back to Kemet. You know what I mean? That goes back to that. That goes back to Samaria, ancient Samaria. So this is thousands of years before there was even an Abraham. Because Abraham is really the one that kicked it off for everything.
The father of all.
You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Abraham, there would be nothing. No, it wouldn't even be no Judaism or Jewish religion, or therefore there would be no Christianity.
Yeah, my girlfriend's Jewish. She's actually Jewish, and we get our little talks about everything. But what I can tell you, as far as what I know and what I believe, it's nothing that I did any research on. It's what I freaking read in the Bible, and then what the Spirit allowed me to see. Like just like the staff of Moses, you realize that was Poseidon's staff, right? You do realize that was Poseidon's staff.
Well, then who was Poseidon then?
Poseidon
because Poseidon was called.
He was an angel.
But Poseidon was called by different names in different cultures, and it's
so
the same thing.
So
exactly. Like
you know what Satan means?
I don't know what you tell me. What Satan
adversary?
Means. Adversary.
Adversary.
Okay.
That's what it means.
And I can believe that, and I can even respect it.
Do you know what angel means?
No, you tell me what angel means.
Angelus means spirits. Do you know what demon means? Demon.
Demon
means intelligence. So angels and demons are intelligent spirits, okay? You have the angels, which are the ones on God's side, and then the demons, which are angels. Demons are angels, but they're the ones that actually want to see our demise.
The adversary, they're on the opposite side.
There are billions of angels. When I say billions, they're over us right. I got chill bumps. You see that? Mm-hmm. That is God bumps. That is a spirit. It's protecting me no matter what. And you know how many times I pray and ask for protection? Mm-hmm. Probably about 10 to 15, sometimes 100 times a day if I have to, because it's like Halo. If your shields get down, you're up where you can get killed. Super easy, okay?
And it's that energy. It's that spirit, that
the
electrical voices.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's frequency. It's if you put out and searching for a positive frequency, positive energy, you shall receive it. You understand what I'm saying?
What protects me? This is a little
so if you're looking for negativity, if you have that negative mindset of a lot of things about everything, you're going to experience negativity.
Well, I ask that Father God shield me, protect me, guide me, strengthen me, melt me, mold me, and use me daily. And it's a power that's unlocking in me that we all have. It's magic, okay? Right. Or it's grace. People conjure demons. They use earth magic to get these things to happen. Well, it's all inside of us. This path to the dark side is quick and easy, and the power is quick and easy. But the path to the light side is slow and steady. Like to where I'm at right now, it took a year and something to get where I'm at of like quit the lifestyle I was at and then waking up and seeing. And now I see the world how it truly is, but I accept it. You know what I mean? Like I used to be scared of it, but I accept it because I have to change myself, mold myself as a.
It's scary at first, was it not?
Yeah, it is. But what you're supposed to do is help the next human next to you, the next man next to you. Like right now, I want to start aquaponics. I want to grow my own tilapia, catfish, grow my own freaking tomatoes, vegetables, and everything, and show the other person how to do it.
I will leave out tilapia because that's not a real fish. But
well, it's genetically modified. Catfish, crawfish, anyways. Yeah. Well, we got that from the Egyptians. They used aquaponics. Think of how much we rely on Walmart. Think how much we rely on these superstores. They shut this down.
It really wasn't called. It wasn't the Egyptians. We're just gonna call it what they were called. They were Kemites. You know what I mean? Kemet. So when you say Egypt did not exist during that time. The Egyptians.
You know, most people don't even know
people that was reigning there. Those pharaohs you're talking about. Those really, they didn't call themselves Egyptians. They were Kemites. They were Kemet. You know what I mean? In Ethiopia. So I'm just wanting to make sure I put that out there.
Yes.
You know. I want to make sure I give credit to those that actually did the thing and not get.
Would you believe me if I told you I was mixed with almost every kind of race there is?
I believe you.
Like you see this ain't from no son. This is just natural. You know what I mean? This is. I couldn't tell you everything I'm mixed with. I'm mixed with Creek Indian, which are the black Indians. Like this is Southwest Georgia Indians. When I say black Indians, Creek Indian, Cherokee. Some other kind of Indian. I don't think I got any Asian in me. I got
I do.
German. I got freaking Irish, Scottish. Dude, it gets like deep. Everything but Asian. And I probably got that if I did like a DNA test or something. We all probably got it.
I know for a fact I do. I don't have to do a DNA test. I can look at my grandfather. You know what I mean? Rest in peace and tell.
But one of the good things that I'm glad you're here. What do you believe? Do you believe when you die? Where do you go when you die? And who do you serve? What God do you serve?
Man, I serve the same God. I don't know how many times I gotta tell people that. It's the story that I don't agree with. You have your story, I have mine, but trust me when I tell you, it's the same God. And don't think that I have not one time.
That's a big thing.
Whoa. I didn't say that. I didn't say I believe Jesus is God. Because you really don't believe. You even said to yourself, Jesus is not God. You said Jesus is just the avatar in a human form, but he's not
he's the
supreme. Yeah,
he's the
I'm
body.
not talking.
One
that's
God,
not
3 beings.
Yeah. But see, that's your story. Fine, fine. You can combine all 3 into one. Do that if you want to, right? But I'm just talking about the Creator that created everything.
How do you get to heaven?
You know what I mean? See, and that's what the thing is. When you have everybody have their own personal heaven. My vision of heaven is. I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, I want to see all my ancestors, or I want to be in the clouds. I want to go to God and be like, man, God,
it's wherever you want.
Show me everything. Why'd you make this galaxy? Why'd you make that? Why'd you make this universe? Is there other universes? Why? There has to be multiple dimensions because we thought about it, so therefore it has to exist. Why'd you make that planet purple? Why'd you make the sky pink over here? Teach me this. Why'd you make a crawfish? You know what I'm saying? Why'd you make these species? Why'd you do that? Teach me everything. And since time is in the state of mind and it's infinite, I mean, I get infinity to understand this and know. That's what my version of heaven is. So the Creator that created everything, like you said, this table, you, me, this lighter, this medicine, you know what I mean? That's who I'm serving. That's who I want to see. That's who I'm going to see.
Do you believe
and that's the same God.
The same God. Would you believe that He would send prophets? And just like us being right here having this conversation, for a reason, okay?
I believe
open the mindset.
I believe people. I won't say send prophets, but I believe people get to a certain state and understand that we are being lied to. We got to lift up the veil and we start doing our own research. And then we start tapping into certain frequencies because this is grander than us. Yes. It's like how bees see in infrared. You know what I mean? How bats use sonar to see. They got different. They look at the world totally different than we do. A person that's born blind, they can still function in this world and survive. You know what I'm saying? But never been able to ever understand what color is.
Yes.
So
Just
and they
like
survive just
something.
fine. So they understand the universe totally different. Like you said, everybody could be
Laurel,
fake.
Yanny.
You know what I'm saying? Because right now, when I look at y'all, I don't see me. I only see you guys. You know what I mean? I could be literally in the mix. All y'all could be a simulation for all I know. Because I would never know. Just like how you can never know, because you can never hop in somebody else's body. You only experiencing your life through this avatar. Or at least I've never. Maybe I'm speaking for myself then, because I haven't been able to hop in somebody else's body and experiencing their life from the beginning to end. I'm not going to sit here and say, yes, I've been here before. When I look outside, I don't visualize myself. I have an image of myself in my mind of what I think I look like or what I think I sound like. If you hear, you think you sound a certain way, you talk, and you listen to yourself after, like, man, damn, do I really sound like that?
But you know,
or damn, do I really look like that?
How do you know without knowing? You want me to tell you how? You have to ask, okay? You have to ask Father God, which is of everything. You have to ask
I didn't ask. I didn't ask. You know what I'm saying? Because
But
that's not the only
step,
way. But that's not the only way.
But
there is
to heaven.
What I'm understanding
That's
in your reality.
That's where the deception comes in.
No, it's not really no deception, because I need you to understand.
So
it's like how you done research.
There's more than one way to heaven.
Man, look, what heaven are you talking about?
Well,
we all came out to this world.
In order to get to there's levels of heaven, okay? There's different levels. I'm not
in
going to
your
discuss
reality, because your story that you choose to believe in, you believe in a story that was passed down and passed down and passed down, and that was said in different translation, and then it was interpreted different way. And it's parts in the Bible. Hold on, and it's parts in the Bible that was purposefully taken out for propaganda reasons. So you want me to put all that stock in believe in that and saying, no, this is the only way, when you don't know for sure, because your own church, your own people that made that King James Version.
This is the church.
But I'm just saying, you want me to believe in that story that came and derived from that. And if you really want to go that far, if you really want to look at it, you know what I'm saying? You say Jesus is the way, you know what I mean? But I understand. I don't look. He is not.
But
the
how do you
only
get
way.
heaven then?
Because
How?
Jesus. What was he? Was Jesus? Did Jesus say he was a Messiah?
Yes.
What is a Messiah?
The Messiah is God.
No, that Messiah does not mean that. I need to research that.
Follow means lead or something.
No,
like that.
no. I need you to look that up, and I'll need you to look that up what Messiah meant at that time as well. And then right there, until you do that, then we really can't continue on, because now it's going to be hearsay. And I want you to know, this is not me speaking. This is facts. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to sit there and sell you a dream. I'm telling you, this is what the book said, and this is what it meant at this time. And the reason why I know this is because I've actually been there and I've talked to these people. So I'm not trying to sell you a dream.
But how do you get to heaven, though? How do you get to your level where you're talking about? How do you get there? What is your way?
Everybody can experience life however they choose to experience in life. And once they understand that and realize life is a series of moments, and it matters what you do at those moments, and understand it and acknowledging what it took for you to get there, to experiencing these moments.
And not just regardless
your
reaction. It's your reaction of everything. How you react.
No, it's not just that. It's way more than that. Okay, you can't just keep going off of this reaction. Sometimes you got to plan things out. Even though you don't know if you're going to live to the next moment, you should always plan. You should always plan, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You need to always have that, because that helps motivate you. That helps drive you. That gives you a path. That gives you a source to aim at. So you should always be able to plan as well, not just always be reactive.
But how do you get there?
What I'm saying is,
how do you get there?
That's the beautiful thing about life. That's the beautiful thing about life. Everybody experiencing it differently.
Yes.
You
totally.
experiencing things differently. Totally. You have different. I could tell you, we can be in the same situation, and you will experiencing it totally different from the way I would. But it's because of past situations that I have been in.
And you can say the same three words I could say, and totally something mean different.
So
than
this
how
is what I'm saying. I believe in the same God. I just don't believe in the same story. Because once I start following your story, and me being the type of person I am, I'm very inquisitive. I like to look. My favorite saying is trust and verify. So I trust. I actually go there, touch the ground myself, hop in that same water, that Jesus did all that type of stuff. Been there, done that. So I'm not just saying stuff I read in a book. I've been there.
Yes.
So, and I do the research myself. And then I come to this knowledge and be like, hold on, once I start following this, stuff didn't make sense. What I'm saying, it didn't make sense. So what I start doing for things that didn't make sense, I start trying to find out how it makes sense for me because I'm very inquisitive.
But how could you teach me to get to heaven? How could you show me a way? How could you show me a path?
See, that's what I'm not here to do.
That's what we're here to help each other. I want you to get to heaven with me. Whenever I get to heaven, I want to go.
This is what I want. I'm
glad you're here with me. I want you to come with me, brother.
This is what I want you to have. I want you to get to your heaven. But while you get into heaven, I want you to understand what it takes for you to be here.
Oh, yeah.
And then I want you to enjoy that moment and be good. I want you to leave this planet in a better position than when you came here.
Yes.
I want you, whatever religion you want to follow, whatever God, I don't give a fuck if it's Jimmy the Cricket. Whatever, if you want to follow him and it makes you a better person and you don't harm nobody, I'll support you. All the way, 100%. Because guess what? I still believe if it's Jimmy the Cricket, that's the same God I love. Because we're all trying to get to heaven. We're all trying to make sure that I have a good life. And about the same time, because I have feelings, I'm a human being. I love this person right here. That's my folks right here. He trying to be quiet because he ain't want to introduce himself. So I ain't going to die him. I'll let him introduce himself if he want to speak. But that's my folks right here. And I enjoy the moment. He asked me, say, hey, man, I need to talk to you. I need to chop it up. I got you. Let's make this happen. But you know what? I need to meet up with my other boy because we've been meaning to talk it up. I was like, you know what? Let's do that because I want to enjoy the moment. Right. That's why I start recording these type of things because even though it may not help us immediately, somebody going to listen to this and be inspired to do something. So my thing is leaving a legacy. Yeah, I want to go to heaven. Please believe me. But at the same time, I want to enjoy
heaven with you.
Yeah,
that's the legacy.
Well, look, I want you to enjoy your life because when you start going down that path, it's a slippery slope. And the reason why I say that because people died doing that type of shit.
Oh yes, bro.
And I'm trying to avoid that type of shit. I want some people. I'm a utilitarian at heart.
Do you realize where most of the Christianity comes from? The Roman Catholics, it comes from Constantine. Constantine combined paganism and Christianity together. Right before that,
and what's paganism?
Dio something emperor.
What is paganism?
Paganism. It could be either believe in no deities, or it could believe in multiple deities, or even one deity.
Paganism means believe in another god other than your own.
It could be none.
So if I don't practice Christianity, I'm a pagan. That's literally what it means.
The gods, though.
No, that's not what it means.
But paganism means no gods, one god, or multiple.
Exactly. So basically, if you believe in any other god but mine, you're a pagan. That's basically right. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. So that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So if you believe in any other god but mine, you're going to hell.
Outstanding. Do you believe that your God that you know that loves you? Well, do you believe that he would send himself down to show you the way, to guide you, to hand you, grab you by the hand and go, Teddy, this is the way, brother. This is the way, brother. Let me help you, brother.
I can tell you, I do know my God loves me.
He loves everyone.
Disclaimer.
He's first and foremost, not to be. He's with
first and foremost, I know God loves me because I exist. Period. So I'm not knocking my Creator for that, but do I sit here and think it's all cupcakes and fairy tales? Hell no, because I've been through some real life shit that no man or no human being should ever have to go through. And I guarantee you have, and I guarantee you have.
Hello.
So therefore, I'm not going to sit there and, especially, I don't know, people that's been young or as children, or they're getting killed. 3 years old being raped and killed. What did a 3-year-old do to deserve all that? So therefore, do I think that God loved me more than that his other creation? Absolutely not. So I don't think his love extends to that magnitude. I think he wants me to understand that, you know what, I really want you to be appreciative of what it took for you to get here, to be here, standing here right now, because guess what? You're going to die.
Yes.
That's a fact.
You don't
You're
die.
going to
Your
die.
Your body dies. You do not die.
Your avatar, you're right. Your avatar on this plane of you experiencing this plane of existence is finite. Your spirit, your energy, your frequency,
your soul.
It's all the same
energy,
thing.
Nothing but light.
It's energy, exactly. One thing you can't do is destroy energy. All energy you can do is transform.
Can't be created or transformed.
No, it can't transform. Transform
It
to
can
lower
only,
forms
it
or
can
higher
be
form of
created,
energy.
but only transform. It can't
It
be
can,
destroyed.
it can never be
It
destroyed.
Only transform.
Exactly. So knowing that, our energy came into this avatar, this vessel, this flesh, so we can experience Earth on this plane of existence. We are the universe experiencing
So you
ourselves
believe God
because
will come down
I'm
and
literally
go,
telling
"This
you.
is
I'm
what-"
literally telling you. We are the universe experiencing itself. The universe, the creator created the universe. If we're carbon-based life forms that came from the sun is carbon. What created the sun? Okay, the galaxies, and then you got universe, and then what created the universe? You just get down to that bare root, bare minimum. That person that created all that, for you to even have a planet, for us to have a Jesus.
You believe in the
I want
multiverse,
to
don't you?
even the person that created
multiverse.
the person that created the multiverse, the singularity, that thing, that being, that entity that created that, the creator. That's I'm grateful for that because I exist.
So you believe
If
in
it wasn't for
Omni
that,
God?
if it,
Omni God? You
man,
believe in that?
I just told you literally what I mean. I believe in that. So if that definition means exactly what I just said, then the answer is yes. If it does not fit that exact definition, the answer is no.
Do you believe that God's word is translated? Do you believe that it's only
Man,
coded?
dude,
It is coded.
first off, God's word, whoever got the balls to say it as full of shit, and I'll tell them they full of shit to their motherfucking face. Because anybody that got the goddamn balls to tell me God spoke to me and this is what he said, first thing you're going to think he's motherfucking crazy. Keep it 100. If I just all of a sudden, I'm God, I want you to do this, you're going to be like, man, you full of shit. Oh, I'm going to write it down. Then I get other fucking people to believe that shit. Anybody that got the balls and said that, God, why the fuck God needs you to speak for him?
Have you ever
Who the
experienced
hell
anything
is you?
supernatural?
That's the
Have
first.
you
Hold
ever
on,
experienced it?
hold on. This, man, yes. First off, I've experienced the unexplained, so we call it supernatural because it's not natural. So therefore,
God
we're gonna put
is
super
supernatural.
on it. Man, God is everything.
Exactly. He's
So I'm not limiting God in any way. That's the thing. Religion limits God. I don't.
Oh, it doesn't.
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
limit
it
God.
does, man. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
How?
Yeah, God. Oh,
What-
you can't.
what does-
you can't do this. You can't do that.
No, at the end of the
Religion.
day-
If you don't worship me, you going to hell. Hold on,
It's
but
not. You got to believe.
think about it.
It's
Think
the
about. Hold
belief.
on. You,
It's the
you want me
belief.
to? Hold on. You want me? This is what you tell me to do with my existence. First off, you have to have the balls to tell somebody this is what I want you to do with your existence. If you don't do it this way, you're going to fucking hell for eternity.
That's not how you come at people.
No, but that's
wrong.
what you're
That's
saying.
between them and the Creator.
No, but
that's
this
between
no,
them and the Creator.
no.
At the
This
end of
is
the day.
what you're saying. Basically, if you don't do it this way, you're going to burn in fucking hell. You have to have some real fucking cojones to do that. And then when I tell you reasons why I don't, because there's so many gaps that you still can't answer, you be like, well, this because it's this. Like, no, this is the reason why I came to this conclusion. Understand that. I don't knock your religion. I'm not saying you going to hell. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to say this is the only way you get to heaven. That's your version. That's your way.
I'm just going to tell you.
All I'm telling you is, when I went through that
you
Jesus,
know without knowing.
when I
You
went through
know,
that,
you'll feel
when I
it.
went, exactly,
Without feeling, you'll see without
when I
seeing.
went through that
And
Jesus,
hear.
when I went through that Jesus thing, phase, and understand that because I was born in it, and then the things that I've experienced and the things that I've researched have made sense, the things that was actually documented and realized.
What makes you question
the
it, bro?
creation.
What makes you question it?
Man,
Because that
everything-
spark is in you, and I sense it in your soul there. And
everything, almost everything in that Bible, man. Like a lot of the lie is based on truth. A lot of that stories is not even based on Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
But at the end
and
of the
first
day-
off, this even if you get past this little question, how you gonna worship a God or don't even worship the God that you worship?
why did Jesus come?
No.
But
Answer
why-
that question. Don't answer my question with the question. How you gonna worship a God that doesn't even worship the same God you worship? That's what I want to know. Because Jesus is a Jew.
He was Jewish. Yes.
Okay. Jesus believed in the same God as Abraham.
And Israel is the chosen land marked by God itself.
Yeah, but
Israel.
Jesus.
Do you realize prophecy is all being
Believe-
fulfilled in the Bible?
No.
Prophecy, by our Bible, my
No,
Bible,
but
our Bible,
Am I
not
saying?
my Bible,
Am I
our,
saying?
because the
Am I
book.
saying any untruths?
You know what Bible means?
Am I saying any
Book.
untruths?
Book.
Am I saying anything untrue?
No,
okay.
sir. You were saying, but you had those
So
seeds planted in you that makes you see the doubt.
This is what I researched.
And I question everything that you feel. I understand why you feel. I can try. I can try. That's why I'm trying to get to the base of it.
Let me explain to you why I'm there. Okay, instead of you trying to fix me.
Yes. That's what
let me just explain to you why I'm there.
The drift.
So you will understand why I came to this conclusion.
Okay.
And if you can answer the question without asking me a question, then let me continue my statement, because all we're going to do is not going to get nowhere, and I want to have real tangible and critical thinking dialogue with you.
Understood.
You know, so the reason why I came to this conclusion is because if you want me to believe in the King James Version of the Bible, okay, I'm just assuming that's what you're going off of. You know, if you want me to believe in that version, Jesus was a Jew. Jesus believed in the same God as Abraham. If you're not Jewish, so Christianity saying, okay, no, you can believe in God because God is a Jew. Your God now is a Jew.
Okay.
Okay? He is the God from Abraham.
Can I answer that one?
But Jesus said he came down for his people.
This is why.
Well, no, I don't need you to tell me why. I'm telling you these are the points I'm getting to why I'm at where I'm at. Okay? I don't need you. I'm not asking really, you know what I mean, to answer.
You told me to tell you. You said to tell you why.
Okay, well, give me a second. Let me put my brakes on that. Okay? So if Jesus came down for his people, and his people were Jewish, okay, just Jewish, and everybody else was Gentiles, okay, so the King James Version Bible, this is what God said in the New Testament, okay, that's what he said, that's who he came for. Jesus did a whole bunch of miracles. His very first miracle, what did he do? Now you can answer that one. What was Jesus' first miracle?
He did exorcism?
Nope, that wasn't his first miracle. He turned water into wine.
I don't know about that.
No. Look that up. I'm not making this up. I promise you.
I thought it was an exorcism.
No. His very first miracle in the Bible was he turned water into wine, because his mama asked him to, because there was out a wedding celebration. That was Jesus' very first miracle.
Okay. So
then he fed the multitudes. He did all that type of stuff.
Where did the drift come from? Where we get? Why
the drift is because all these things doesn't make sense, and this is the God you want me to worship. So therefore, you're telling me if he came down for Jewish people, and I'm not Jewish, you want me to worship Jesus? Jesus is a Jew that came down for his people. Jesus did all these miracles before he did anything for a Gentile person. When the first Gentile person asked him, say, hey, God, heal my daughter, she dying. He was like, man, hell no. I can't give you the food off the master's table to the dogs. And she was like, man, God, even the dogs eat what falls from the master's table.
Okay.
She crying, washing his feet with her tears, washing this Jewish man's feet. Tears. Man. He's like, you know what? You have so much faith. Go home. Your daughter is healed. And ever since then, it made it possible for Gentiles, which is us, if you're not Jewish, if you're not God's people, which are Jews, apparently, because Abraham did a covenant with God himself, okay? If it wasn't for Abraham, none of this shit would exist. According to the King James Version, according to the Quran or Quran, all that. The whole Old Testament is based on Abraham, because he made the covenant with God, because God was going to destroy the earth, and he made a covenant with Abraham.
So your descendants makes sense. Makes sense of it all. All right. The reason he came down for the Jews is because the Jews already had Moses. They had the Ten Commandments. They were doing it this certain way, trying to serve God. Okay. Nobody went to heaven and nobody went to hell back then. Everybody went to hell paradise, and all the souls were they were taken over by watchmen, which are the angels. They watched over us.
So for everybody else that's on the planet, where they go?
Okay, listen. Right now, we're in where you go to heaven and hell. Okay, before that, it was hell paradise. Okay, everybody was going to Hades.
Jewish,
okay?
Everyone was going to hell no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. They don't believe in hell.
So
Jews don't believe in hell.
So you're telling me God created all these people, created me and everything else, just for me to go to hell?
Okay, no, listen, not hell paradise. Listen
what's
to me.
Hell paradise?
Okay, hell paradise is Hades, and they're like levels to certain things. Okay, just like heaven, there are levels. There are levels to this world and realm.
Is there any good parts in hell's Hades or hell?
Yes, depending on like what you did and like things like that. Okay, well there are bad parts too. Those are the ones that are unreleased from the pit.
If you did some fucked up stuff when you was alive, you deserve that shit. Like a pedophile, you deserve to burn.
God loved us so much; He wanted to give us an opportunity to get to heaven with Him, to sit on the throne with Him. Because before that, imagine before the flood of Noah.
God created us to make it to put us in hell, or He sent down Himself to give us permission to kick it with Him.
All right, no,
that's right.
Yes. Okay. All right. Listen.
Okay,
He wanted to give us an opportunity.
So I don't like that story.
Which the angels hate. The angels are so jealous of us because God wanted to give us a chance to get to heaven. Okay. Well, the only way to heaven is through a magical power, which is grace. Okay. Which when Jesus was crucified, the Spirit left His body and shot a portal and unlocked a portal for us to get to heaven, a gateway. Because He was the first one to heaven.
But think about that. You said, okay, even be that as it may, you want me to believe in the God that say I'm not even His people.
No, listen, this is where this comes in. God, He came down as Jesus in man form to lead the Jews because they were going by the Ten Commandments.
Fuck everybody else.
No, listen, and the Gentiles, okay?
When?
Listen.
Until that poor I just explained to you. He don't turn water into wine. He don't fill the multitude. He don't raise the dead. He don't heal leprosy.
When
was this part?
When Jesus came as God came as Jesus to go. All right, y'all are doing this way. I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. What this means, how to ascend to get there. But to let you know, this way is the only way. I am the only way.
But he wrote none of this shit down.
Yeah. Yes, some of Jesus' words were actually written down. Do you realize that?
When did Jesus write it down? You show me where is Jesus' doctrine?
The ancient Hebrew scripts. Okay,
Jesus
has. You know the words.
How come we don't see this?
If Jesus it's written in red in the Bible. It's written in red. Said that He said Himself.
No. You show me where Jesus Himself. If He came to do all this, why wouldn't He write this shit down? Because we're basing this off of writing it stuff of it He said. Now you want me to base off it now? You telling me base off? Oh, this is stuff that He said, even though the person that said He said it didn't even write that damn book.
But listen,
you realize that part, right?
Do you realize that? Do you realize that? In the Bible?
Do you realize they're giving testimony that was 300 years ago? It's like me telling you, Benjamin Franklin was kicking it with Thomas Jefferson, and they were smoking a blunt with a whole bunch of motherfucking Asian hookers, and this is what they said.
And I'm
gonna write it down.
It didn't go out to anybody.
Hold on, I can write that 300 years ago. I don't know what the fuck Benjamin Franklin was doing, but this is what the King James Version did. Mark didn't write that shit. He didn't write that shit. So now we getting testimony from a man that said God said this, but God said I ain't your people.
No, we're all His people. We all.
But this is what the story you telling me. I can't go for that, man. I can't.
The story I'm telling you,
it don't sit well with me. I believe in your. If that makes sense for you, good. But guess what? The bottom line is this: if you believe in the same God, I can't fuck with your story because your story pisses me off. It makes God an asshole to me, and I don't want to be mad at God. I want to love God.
What I'm telling you is nothing to do. You can't go into King James and tell you and read what I'm telling you.
King James Version. I've been down.
Do you know how you interpret it?
And that's how I interpret it. I've been in
church. You put your hand over the Bible and you ask the Spirit of the Lord to talk to you so you can understand what you read.
I don't like dealing with religious people because they're trying to tell me this is the only way.
I could read it 10 different times and get 10 different meanings out of it. But when you have the Spirit of the Lord flowing through your body, yes, you're an awesome person, Petty.
Now, do you think if I didn't tell you, if I told you I live for God, would you think I live? Or if I didn't live in God, would you think different of me?
No, that's between.
Now, if I say I believe in God, would you believe it just by the way I act?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So what's the problem? We believe in the same God. I just don't like your story. But trust me, I'm with you, brother. I love you. We there. But man, I don't like your story because
the only thing that can get you there.
But we got the same spirit.
It's flow through.
And that's that same
but
spirit
you know how
I got.
You got to ask for it.
Man, well, see, that's
You gotta ask.
That's
you want some weed, you ask for it, right?
Yeah.
You want weed, you ask for it, right?
Yeah, but see, we are energy. We don't have to ask for energy when we are it.
But you go somewhere
tap
when
into
you die.
that,
You go somewhere. You either
but you tap into that frequency.
This is like when you go to sleep at night. Look at your own personal health. The dreams you go into that are nightmares that you can't wake up from. When you wake up, you're scared to go back to sleep. Me too.
So I get
me too. We
all the
both do.
time.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that shit is not fun.
All right.
Like you wake up screaming and crying.
So look, I can.
So I hate those very much.
All right. Well, that is your personal hell. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And your personal heaven is for those dreams. Listen.
You told me God gonna make me to put me there. Period.
He gives you. He gives you a choice. He gives you a choice. Your brain. He gives you. He gives you a brain to see everything going how it is, and you have to.
You know how many near-death experiences I don't have,
bro? I've been stabbed. I've been stabbed. I've been shot, bro. Are you kidding me? I've been shot in the back, fucking stabbed.
Right. You know what's worse? I got IBS. Do you realize when you got the shit, it ain't a joke? You don't want to shit on yourself. You know how embarrassing that is? You're a grown ass man.
I got irritable bowel syndrome too, bro. ADHD,
my boy,
PTSD,
he still didn't introduce himself, by the way. I was with my boy. We was at the gym. I was like, "Hey, man, I got to use the bathroom." He's like, "Baby, we do some crunches." Like, "No, you ain't feeling me. I'll be back." He said, "All right, you got 10 minutes." Like, bro, if I ain't back there, I'm back to use the shit. I got to shit. Like, hey man, you ready? Like, bruh.
But at the end of the day, Teddy, you got so much smart. You're such a good person. I'm not telling you that you're going to hell, and I'm not telling you you're going to heaven, because that's between you and the Creator. And once you get to that level, you have to ask for it first. When you ask, and then you'll start feeling it. Sometimes you might have to ask 100 times a day and ask for that protection and ask the veil to be released over your eyes, and then you'll see everything how it truly is. And then you'll start working on yourself as a human being on things that you know.
Here's my plan B, okay? Because everybody got to have a plan B. My plan B, if God don't exist and there's nothing that's after that, I still want to leave this planet in a better position than I got here. I want my legacy to be like, you know what? When they talk about me, it's like, you know what, Teddy. Teddy was a good dude. Teddy would help you out. Teddy's always there for you. Teddy, a man of his word. If he fuck with you, he fuck with you. If he don't, he don't. He honors his shit. He funny. He an asshole. But he gonna give it to you straight.
Yes,
I respect him for it. I respect him for that. I might not love a lot of things that he said, love a lot of things that he do, but at least I know where he stand, and he is a good dude. He has a good heart. That's all I care about. That's my plan B. That's all I want my legacy to be.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I was raised on the dark side. Okay, I'm gonna just put it to you that way. I was raised.
Apparently, he was born in our father's sins.
We all are. We're all born sin and cursed. Every human being is cursed from the time you're born. You have to break.
I can't believe that. That makes God a dickhead.
You believe in spelling and you believe in.
But that makes your God a dickhead. Why would your God create us to do that? That's fucked up. I ain't doing nothing to God. Why he gotta come over there? I'm gonna create you and I'm gonna curse you.
His plan is not to be questioned. That's the thing. Don't question why is he doing this?
Why not?
Because at the end of the day, he's getting everything back right. Look, almost all of this earth is going to have to be destroyed.
This I don't know what that is. Look, you may have a reason for doing that.
And everybody is going to freaking die. Almost everybody, a small percentage, and we're going to freaking mutate, which evolve, and it's going to be heaven on earth, bro. But it's going to take a lot of freaking bad for it to get like that, bro, and it's all predicted.
And to me, that limits God, because God could have just put us there at the very beginning. He didn't have to.
He wanted us to grow. He wanted us to grow.
So that's
why angels are jealous of us, because they can't grow, they can't evolve.
And honestly, see that story right there, to me, makes him a dickhead.
You realize 80,000 years ago that the angels were, this is how powerful they were. They had the freaking human beings making freaking like actual avatars for reptilian bodies.
I heard about that too.
That they were freaking vessels for aliens, or not aliens, but for the angels and the demons. Well, they control this earth right now, brother. Right now, all these
do.
Yes, they are.
I'm not the one saying I know everything about everything.
You see that right there? Tell me that ain't real right there, brother. It's
that's your hair and goosebumps, man.
It's God bumps, okay? And the Spirit of the Lord. Listen,
okay,
when the Spirit,
bumps.
Look, there's a lot of things I need to work on as a human being, but I've shaved off so much, and I'm walking the straight path.
And it makes you a better person, right?
This is what I've been doing since I've been on my path. I've been walking with the Lord and slowly knocking things off, and I can see every obstacle in my way. I used to run to the Lord. I used to, and then I get tired, and then I get attacked.
Right.
You get attacked, your shields get down.
Right.
So even now, man, since we've been sitting at this table, I asked for protection about 3 or 4 times since we've been at this table. I'm not kidding, bro.
I'm not surprised about that.
Listen,
that doesn't happen when people talk to
you.
That's just having people talk to me, to be honest with you. I'm not surprised about that one bit.
That's what you have to do. You got to look at your shields are down when your shields are down.
I can be offended if you didn't do it.
You're up for attack, and then the devil is like a roaring lion waiting to devour. And you realize a lion doesn't roar until he pounces, right? You do know that, right? A lion does not roar until it pounces.
Yeah.
That means he's got you. If you hear that roar, you're done. You're done.
Yeah, but that's a lion, man.
He is like... It's okay, Teddy. You don't try to push anybody. This is how you be a Christian. A true Christian is you walk it. And then they'll ask you, they'll go, what are you doing? And then you tell.
To make you a better person, man, I'm all for it, brother. I support you 100%. 100%.
Do you realize I used to sell pussy? I used to be a pimp before I fucking came here.
Hey, and it makes you a better person. By finding the Lord, it made you a better person.
You
right?
met my daddy, okay?
Yeah.
My daddy was a pimp, okay? Yeah, okay? I come from the dark side, from pimping hoes.
Well, man, I know a lot of pimps too, man. I fuck with them too to this day. Those my homies.
You know, it's still in me, but it's not caged up. I no longer cage the beast. The beast is there, but I ask for the protection and shields because it's always there. The good, evil is always inside of you. But it's which one's going to win? Is this one going to win or is this one going to win? Because everybody has an angel on their shoulder. One's writing down everything you do.
Right.
The other one over here is the one, don't do that. And that's the one you got to go,
that's that
do
character.
off like that,
That's what kind of energy you vibed on. That was the frequency you was on.
They're feeding off of that. They're feeding
off,
and
you don't want that. We don't want to expose the universe to those frequencies, because once you make a sound that sound frequency, it's out there.
Imagine those people with
radio waves
with mental mental disorders. They're seeing the filters off of them. They're seeing shit that's really out there. They're like the mental ones, okay? They're like the vessels we're talking about. Why they're like not knowing what's going on. Like they're in that world because we're in not a parallel universe. We're in like an upside down world. There's angels and demons all around us right now. Energy. It's all around us, okay? Just like that Wi-Fi, everything.
The story scares me, man.
It should. It should. You're supposed to fear the Lord, but don't question to a certain extent.
To me, that got a dickhead, man.
How?
I don't like that story, man.
It makes you have to work for it, right? It makes you have to work for it, right? You had to work for it, right?
Man, you got to work
everything
for
in life
to survive, man. And that's nature, because it's not just us. And I can see if it was just us, and nature didn't have that. But even the plants.
This is the game.
Think about this. Even the plants, a tree, when I have that, the trees are always fighting for competition for the sun, the light source, the energy giver. And the light is shooting down literally waves of energy towards and they taking that energy and transforming it and growing. So even in nature competes. Even in nature reaches up for the source of life, of creation.
Yes, the light.
That right there is beautiful.
It is.
So you can watch nature and understand who God is, because even the plant reaches up towards the sun.
If it gets too close to the sun or gets too much sun, then it actually starts to all plants. You know that it's called praying to the sun god. If a plant has got too much sun, it will literally lift up and put the leaves up to keep it from burning it up.
And you know, there was ancient, you know what I mean, there was other religions that believe, you know what I mean, and worship the sun.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They
Lucifer, the morning star.
Well,
the most powerful being God ever created. The most powerful being God ever created.
Now, see, and then see, that's the tricky part. Then, okay, be that as it may. So that means if the morning star is Lucifer, which is the sun.
Not that anymore.
Hold on. Let's just say if you go that far, if the morning star was Lucifer and the star was, the morning star is our sun, which our sun is Lucifer. The entity that created the universe, the galaxy, that created the solar system, the sun, to create the solar system, which gave the solar system this Lucifer's domain, and we just so happen to be a planet in Lucifer's domain, but outside of the solar system, there's God that's ever abundance that controls everything. I can go that route too. It's, you know what I mean? It's a different story. It's the same thing. You just look at it a different way. But it goes back to the same God.
That's oxymoron, bro. That's not the same thing. That's a complete oxymoron on that.
Well, it's a simile, man. It's a simile. It's a different story.
I love that where you
it's
have
a
the
different
roots
story.
the roots are there. You have the base, It's all there, bro. And then you just have these missing pieces that are making you question.
Everybody got missing pieces because guess what? The things that I'm hypothesizing that I didn't say these are facts. I'm just thinking about how I look at things.
I can tell you 100%.
It's the same way you telling me how you look at things, and you base it off of how somebody else that translated of an interpretation of a translation of a story that was written and plagiarized from other cultures that survived 10,000 years prior to that.
But when you
if
ask
you want to
God
believe in
to
that
show
story,
you, when you ask God to show
so
you,
be it.
when you ask Him to show you, doesn't mean He's going to show it to you right away. But when you ask God to show you and to
you gotta
continue
do some
showing you,
reading.
listen,
Do some
you
reading.
will know. You will know without
do you know
knowing.
what? Do you know you know about the ancient Sumerians?
A little bit. You know.
Look them up. Do some research. No, you know what? You probably shouldn't do that. I don't want to take you away from your God.
He's actually from Planet Mars. This kid wrote it. He says that.
Oh, again, I'll be Atlantic.
This is my neighbor. This is actually one of my best friends right here. If you want to get into some serious conversation, this is about to get some weird shit.
Sumerian.
Some super weird.
It's Atlantean. Get it right.
Okay, I've heard that too. So
Sumerians.
So
What
you
do
know
you
who
know of
Thoth
the
is.
Sumerians?
So you Thoth?
What do you know of the
Thoth?
Sumerians, man?
Yeah.
What about him?
You know who that is then, right?
Hermes Trismegistus.
Yeah. The same person, right? Who else was he?
He's
Who
also
else-
the grandfather of Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Who else was he?
Who else was he? He
Yeah.
started the Tat Brotherhood. His son was the Tat.
And what is he
And
known?
Tat
And what is he known as the
actually
god of?
Joseph's father. So
And-
he
and-
was granddaddy of Jesus.
And what was he known as? The god of what?
The god of knowledge.
God of knowledge.
Messenger of the gods.
What?
Yeah, Thoth.
Yeah.
He's an Egyptian god.
Hold on, he was an Egyptian god.
He was also a Greek god.
And before that,
Yeah.
Then before,
Kemet.
before that, he was a priest king of Atlantis.
and he was one of the and he's Neil or Enki's son.
But at the end of the day,
Which was-
He was a
he was a
Not's
demon.
son.
He went from an
Not
angel.
son.
He went from an
But see, now
angel
you
to
one
a
of the
demon.
Aten is
Yeah.
what the Egyptians
Yeah.
called
He went
God.
from an
Which
angel
was
to
the
a demon.
son? Which is the god of the
Who
sun?
was the first pharaoh? Who was the first pharaoh?
Depends who will know who as the first pharaoh though.
Akhenaten,
And which was who?
King Tut's father.
But his other definition, see, he on the shit. He on the same shit I'm on. So now I can have a
Well,
conversation.
that's why I said, like,
Now
whenever,
I can have a
whenever I was like, we
conversation.
need to smoke and talk because
No,
me
I
and this
actually wrote a
kid,
book, a movie
yeah, like,
script about
yeah,
it.
bro, he's got.
Now
some,
we can have a conversation.
He's got some deep stuff.
Because
Like
all the stuff he's
Yeah,
saying is
look.
plagiarized. Hold on, let me get it. It's
Plagiarized.
plagiarized off of which all the stuff he just
Do you
named.
believe what I believe is right?
I believe some of the shit you know is right.
Yep, it is just plagiarism off of what he just said.
So you don't believe that Jesus is the only way?
I actually wrote 3 books. I wanted to make it a trilogy, a movie to explain to the next generation.
I was like, when he come,
Yeah, we had look. That's why I had to run him off until we got into conversation. I knew he would come back, and then that's when we had to get to that conversation because he'll go off into. He's trying to tell me. Well, he told me I was an angel. He said that I was Michael, or no, Gabriel the archangel. Is what he's trying to tell
Hey
me.
man, no, it is extraterrestrials, man.
And listen,
Do you know who the
and he thinks
That's all they
you
are.
believe in reincarnation like him too?
Yes.
Oh my
Because we're
goodness.
energy. Energy never dies.
Bro, it goes somewhere, bro. You
But
ain't-
we're energy. So what is reincarnation?
Got me a brand new juice.
What is reincarnation?
It's just you just come back as a different.
As a plant, as a
You
But you come back. You come back different,
you
right?
come back as an anal bead.
It doesn't work that way, Kate.
You just come back.
Energy, anything.
Your
Exactly.
soul,
That's
your
what you
energy
believe, that-
is
no.
only
Yeah,
compatible.
Your flesh,
when-
goes back into the
when you-
earth,
when-
but your electrical impulses and the neurons,
when you
electrons
die
fire in your
and you
brain.
go to heaven.
Oh.
That's a reincarnation. Are you not reincarnated?
Everybody, when you die, you go to heaven, and then
But-
you're at the gates and you're judged.
Once this vessel's gone, you're technically reincarnated to something else.
Oh, you go somewhere.
But you're reincarnated to
Well, your
act.
body
But
goes back.
listen,
Oh,
to
bro,
reincarnation
hold on.
happens. So
But
you
right.
you have to believe
But
in
see,
reincarnation.
you cannot reincarnate as a butterfly or as an insect.
You
or
don't
as
know. You can't put limits
Your
on it.
physical human soul can only reincarnate in a similar physical body.
That's if you believe that.
That is the truth.
That's if you believe
And
that.
then
You know what
You
ley
can't say
lines
that's
are?
the truth.
He
Yes,
believes
it
in the
is.
can't
Fibonacci
say that's
spiral.
right.
He
I
believes
know
in the
that.
Fibonacci
Because
spiral.
every single
That's true,
different
too.
species on
I believe
Earth
that, too.
has their own different frequency
about-
and energy.
what about the
and you can only
Fibonacci?
you know what ley lines are?
Yes.
Okay,
Saint Pete
certain
is one.
node points on the Earth
Pete's a
attract
vortex,
different
bro,
forms of
for
light.
demons.
Now, this is scientifically
lightning
proven
capital.
that every other creature other than human beings have a different wavelength, so you cannot reincarnate as a horse or as an eagle
But
or
why
as an
can't you?
insect.
Hold on, but
You
why
can
can't
only
you?
reincarnate as a man.
But hold on, you just skipped the whole point. Was the point when we leave this avatar, okay,
It has to be a
Well,
similar
hold on.
humanoid body.
But hold on.
biped.
Hold on. Okay, so you measured and you know once this avatar is
Because of your
passed.
sacred geometry. It's only held together by sacred geometry.
But
What's your
how?
birthday, Teddy?
And what?
Teddy, what's your-
September 26th.
What?
But this,
He's a
What year?
77.
Libra, 77. It follows the Fibonacci spiral sequence number 377.
Well, I'm born 7/30/87.
1987 is just a higher on the consciousness scale because the Fibonacci spiral sequence is the mathematical rate at which all life in the universe grows. Okay,
That's magic.
So if the number sequence is 0 plus 1
Now, let me
plus
ask
1
you-
plus 2 plus 3
Let
plus
me ask
5
you
plus
this:
8 plus
Do
6.
you think math is God's language?
Yes.
No, Lucifer.
God's
This
plan.
what-
It does
Some
have a
people
magical
try to
I can talk to this
but
man.
nobody can understand it. You'll go crazy trying to understand God's math. You'll go crazy.
No, I've
there
understand-
is
I
there
have
is
the
things to
math.
that's
I
what
understand
that's what
the math.
Lucifer is
I
here to
have
do. He's here to
created a
change the
whole other
algorithm. He's
form
here to
of math.
change.
So do you think Lucifer is the same as Anila Enki? Who do you think Lucifer is?
No, Lucifer is one of the original angels that God created.
Well, because you know
And there
that's
were
the
three
story to talk
there
about it,
were
right?
Three brothers, but really they were from Mars.
They not from. Well, they were probably born there, but they're not from there. They
It
go
was
back to
Lucifer
Nibiru.
was the oldest
Because
brother.
it
then
go back straight with
Michael,
Nibiru,
who
right?
was the middle brother, and then Gabriel, who was the youngest brother. There were three brothers.
Well, I can
Yeah, you technically gotta because Mars is the way station to Nibiru.
Yes.
So they were technically Nibiru. They're from Nibiru. Their bloodline. So they would just so happen to be born on a waypoint
You believe
to
about the pyramids
come.
on the moon too?
Technically,
And on Mars?
technically, Lucifer was the only 100% Martian. Michael
Most
and
powerful being ever
Gabriel were
created.
half Atlantean.
Yeah, but it's like saying it's from the same bloodline.
Because their mother was from Earth and their father was from Mars. You understand what I'm saying? Because they commingled. Because it was used to be Mars was only male, and that
they
Atlantis
couldn't
was
commingle.
only
That's what
female.
they did. That's I'm talking about when they did the gene.
I'm hiding
Right, and
visualizing
then
all this.
because they needed new DNA to
They could-
replenish their species.
Yeah, but they couldn't mate with
At
technical
first-
the indigenous Homo sapiens. If
Because in
People
Atlantis,
here
you
until
had
the
your
gene
twin
manipulation.
soul, which was your counterpart. That's how they reproduced. Now males were from Mars; they were strictly male. See, it's just like the twin Gemini souls, where they're two sisters, and they used to be hermaphrodites or some shit like that, and that's how they would reproduce on Earth. But because the Martians didn't die, they lived very long lifetimes. So they had to
but why do you keep calling them
rejuvenate their
But
DNA.
you keep calling them Martians like Mars had life and they came
It
from
did.
Mars when they really came from.
All the planets
You know what
had
I'm
life
saying?
at one
They
time.
really have a name. It's like I don't know. It's like
planets
for
have
a
life.
million
All of
years.
them are on the
well,
white
no, but
hill.
he's not.
They're
He's talking about
drifting.
intelligent life that came from a different planet. They're not.
They probably.
They're not.
yes.
They didn't originate from Mars.
I
You
call them
understand what I'm
Martians.
saying?
I call them
I'm
Martians.
like, I hear what you can, but you're
They
not
ruled
calling them
that
who they
planet
really.
for 2
You're not calling them who they
million
really
years,
are. I'm
so
just letting you know.
They're
You know it
Martians
too.
to me.
Yeah, but you know you're not calling them where their true origin is. You know that.
Whatever.
I take it.
At
I
the-
take it.
at
But,
the end
although we talk about the same people, but I call
And
you
their
out.
names just changed. They've been the same
Exactly. That's all it is. All it is. All throughout is plagiarism.
It's just like
It's
Michael,
plagiarism, man. Once you start figuring this shit out, man, I'm telling
Lucifer
you, it's gonna piss
in
you off
his
at first.
Hades.
That's what I'm saying. Don't bother.
Michael
Do not
and
research the shit.
Poseidon.
I
You
don't
keep
have
doing
to.
what
I
you're
pray
doing.
to
You
Father
stay.
God.
Hey,
I
don't
pray
tempt
to
him to
Father
look
God.
at the fuck you talking about
He
because
don't know
it's gonna piss him off.
He don't believe this shit.
When you start researching this shit, how did you feel?
I felt
Did you
like
feel good or were you
some
pissed
of the
off?
shit was fake and some of it was real. You got to pick between the lines, but it's just the same as the
But
Bible.
emotionally, how did you emotionally feel when you was realizing
when
I've
you
been fucking
finally-
lied to?
Listen, because if you truly believe in reincarnation, we are the same souls. You just can't remember your previous lives. The ultimate,
As if you believe that.
the ultimate goal is to be able to pass on when you choose and reincarnate when you choose and remember all of your previous memories from all of your.
Let me ask you
But
this.
have that ever
So
happened to you?
would you relearn
Has it ever
something?
happened to you? Because it's
Tell
never
me.
happened to me, bro.
Would you believe?
I've
would
never
you be-
experienced
would
no
you
other
believe-
reality.
Would
but
you
this.
But when
believe?
you
Would you
relearn
believe what I
something-
said is real? If I could go outside and I can make plants move, would you believe that?
No, I don't believe what you believe
about
is
controlling
true.
the weather?
I don't.
I'm saying if I went outside
What
and
about
I just
controlling
made
the
plans,
elements?
No, that would not do it for me.
It wouldn't do it for you.
No, that would no. I put you to a test, and when you can't even answer simple questions for me. So yeah, I don't think there's some
But you never
supernatural
answered,
shit you can
You
do.
were telling why you were.
Just answer my questions, and if you can do that for me, then we can start
first
from
you have
there.
to- you have to
I
ask
don't
the
need you
question.
to do no hocus pocus
It's not
or move. Yeah, I don't need all that for convention, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people could do some stuff some illusion shit that will blow your mind, and you be like, you look at it, you be like, hold on, like, nah, I need some stuff based that's gonna make sense to the thing that when I close my eyes and go to sleep, I'm like, oh, I wish I would have asked, I wish I would have looked at it like this. I don't want that. I'll tell you the way I would like to
if God
show me.